and welcome back to Happy Mind TV. I'm so glad that you are back here on this channel watching this video. A Happy Mind TV is all about bringing happiness and mindset together and leaving you feeling more enriched and empowered to take on your week, your day and your life. And in today's episode, I am talking to you all about why we are too modest. And I'm not in my yellow chair and I'm not wearing yellow, but I want to try and mix things up for you and make sure that the channel keeps giving you a new zest of a happy mind and keeps you intrigued. So, have you heard the phrase or the quote, "Don't let anyone dull your sparkle"? Please let me know in the comments if you've heard this quote before, if you've used this quote yourself, or if you have said it to someone else. So ultimately, I want to talk to you about that, about when we dull our sparkle down and when we don't talk and shine as brightly as we possibly could. So all around this idea of being too modest. And of course, all of you watching this are amazing individuals and you are amazing. You are doing amazing things. You are listening and learning about your self-development. You are consuming content that makes you feel great and enriches your life. All of those things are amazing, but so often we keep them to ourselves. And when we're around certain groups of people, certain friends, certain family members, we don't talk as highly about our achievements because for a few reasons. Number one, we don't want them to judge us. Number two, we feel bad because they're not doing it too. Number three, we're worried about what they might say. Let me know if this happens to you and this is something that you do. You're around a group of people and you meet them at their level and you don't talk about all of the amazing things that you do because you don't want to seem like it's all me. You don't want to seem like you're taking over the conversation and you don't want to seem like you have this huge ego and all you do is talk about how great you are. I really want to genuinely find out if you can resonate with this and if you do relate to this way of being, because I know that I have definitely done this. I have definitely, especially since growing a business, and not all of my friends are entrepreneurs, and the friends that I have had since university, since school, since my first teaching job, they aren't necessarily doing what I'm doing. So at the beginning, it was really difficult when I was being featured in global magazines, I was speaking on massive stages, I was getting booked with clients, I was showing up on social media, and they were seeing Sam in a very different way. I wasn't the teacher, the friend, the wife, or the sister. I was an entrepreneur. I was showing myself to be a businesswoman, and making those changes, even in my life, was a real shift in how I saw myself, in how I explained what I was doing, how I spoke to other people, but also it was a shift for the people around me to get on board and become really super supportive and excited about what I'm doing, but to also start asking me questions about different avenues in my life. And it wasn't about, how's Luke, how's the family, how's everything? It was, how's things with the business, how's things with the website, the clients, how's things with the YouTube, how's things with social media, And for me, I did really struggle at the beginning because they all wanted to know about this new massive venture I was taking, but I didn't want to seem like I was really self-obsessed and only talking about myself and making it all about me. And I didn't want to also make anyone think that they had to be really excited for me if they didn't want to be. And I didn't want everyone to then suddenly think that I was going to become a different person, or I was going to ditch them and have new friends and only hang around with millionaires and things like that, And it was really difficult because changing your life in any way changes your mindset, but it changes the mindset of the people around you. And hopefully by me sharing a tiny slice of my journey and my story around being too modest, you can start to resonate and see yourself in this, and also see how what you're doing doesn't only affect you, but it does affect the people around you, and they do want to know. So I want to just take you through a few different mindset tips of what you can do to try and stop yourself from being too modest and dulling your sparkle, and how you can just start to measure up to the person that you want to be rather than keep yourself as the person that you have been. Because this is my first tip for you. We always need to be thinking about who we are striving to become. We always need to be focusing on where we are going, what we are trying to achieve, how we are moving our life forward. We always need to be thinking in our mindset about who we will be, where we want to be, what we want to have achieved. And if we spend too long stuck where we are, only talking in the present or about the past, reminiscing about everything that has been and focusing on where you are right now, the only thing you're doing is capping your own growth, and you're restricting the amount of success and abundance your mind can focus on. So it's not about not making other people feel bad about what you're trying to achieve or seeming like you're egocentric. It's about making sure that in your mind's eye, you are thinking about the person you are stepping into being and the person you are striving to become. So the first reason not to be too modest is to remember that in your modesty, you're capping yourself where you are now and you're not focusing on who you want to become. And the more you speak that into existence, the more that becomes your reality. So I never thought 3 months ago even that I would be sitting down on my Saturday morning filming videos for my YouTube channel. Hello! But these things happen. You're constantly aiming to stretch yourself and grow yourself and challenge your life and the decisions that you make. And it's so important to recognize that until you start, you aren't ever going to allow yourself to move forward. So don't be the reason that you stay stuck. Don't allow yourself to just cap yourself where you are right now. So in being too modest and only talking about right now or the past, all you are doing is hindering yourself from striving to be the person that you should truly be. And my second top tip is, if you don't do it, who will? If you don't talk about the amazing things in your life, who's going to do it for you? And how can people be excited and share in that massive, amazing, positive energy with you if you don't tell them? So when something happens, and it doesn't always have to just be the huge things, it could be absolutely anything, but when positive things happen, share them with someone. Even if it is just one person, you don't have to throw a party every time you get a new follower, but you do have to do something with someone that you love and tell people about it, because that energy is what you're trying to harness and grow. That positive energy is what you want to surround yourself with. And by surrounding yourself with all of the small, amazing things that you're doing, you're allowing yourself to become uplifted. So your sparkle and dulling your sparkle just prevents that positive energy from surrounding you. So when something amazing does happen, when you do launch something new in your business, when you create a new free online course, when you do get a new subscriber on YouTube, when you add someone to your mailing list, when you do something new for yourself, learning a new language or booking a new holiday or going somewhere on your own or trying a new food, whatever it is, you have to make sure that you are sharing that experience with someone, because ultimately the more you talk about it, the more that positive energy is going to surround you. And remember, we are always trying to be our best selves. That's only going to happen if we surround ourselves with the most amazing positive energy and the most amazing positive people that are around us. So number 2, if you don't do it, who will? You want to make sure that you are allowing positive energy into your life as much as possible. Number 3, if someone else had achieved what you have done, would they tell someone? Usually the answer is yes. So I always think to myself, if I don't talk about what I have achieved on, let's say, YouTube, someone else on YouTube will. So they're getting and expanding this positive energy, and I'm keeping myself stuck where I am. I don't want that. I want to be in the positive party. I want to be surrounded by that energy. So if someone else would talk about it, why aren't you? If someone else would tell you what they have achieved and what they have done and how amazing things are for them, why aren't you doing that too? And it's so important to remember that this is about your journey and your life and your energy and your success. And you have every right to talk about that, share that with people, and allow that to fill you with happiness, and allow the people that truly love you to share in that with you. Now, of course, 2 years later, my friends are like, oh, Sam's off doing something new. Sam's doing this now. This is happening. And they're almost used to the success and used to the positivity. But that means that they've embraced that with me. They've embraced that with me. And they've embraced that energy. And they've embraced the fact that I am the sort of person that wants to create opportunities and create abundance. And they're all for that now. So when I said at the very beginning of this video where we were and how the mindset shifted, now, if I didn't do something or I didn't tell them about what was happening in the business, I think they'd be shocked and think, why isn't she saying, because this is so good? Because we've got used to that new way of energy and that new way of conversing. So if you don't talk about it, someone else is, and someone else is enjoying that positive energy when you could be too. So please recognize when you are being too modest, the only thing you're doing is holding yourself back and stopping yourself from embracing the positive energy and the abundance that can surround yourself. And you're also preventing yourself from thinking and being and starting to embody who you want to become and who you are striving to become. And then my final tip for you, and this is more just a loving statement, the right people will always give you the right support. And in your life, there will be people that don't meet you where you're going, and they don't always thrive and go with you on your journey. But there will be people that want to hold your hand every step of the way, and they want to see you succeed and shine, and they want to see you thrive. Those are the people that you need to surround yourself with, and recognize that just because someone else isn't where you are, and maybe they don't want to meet you where you're sparkling, they just need to sparkle where they're at right now. But you cannot be too modest to restrict yourself to where someone else is if you are ready to stretch yourself and you are ready to keep moving, because the right people will give you the right support. They will be there for you. They will be your high vibe family. They will make sure that they encourage you and absolutely support you 100% of the way. So please don't be too modest with yourself, your successes and your growth, because ultimately you want to always be striving for who you want to be and absolutely shrouding yourself. Is that a word? Crowding and surrounding, shrouding, new word. Shrouding yourself with this positive energy. So I would like to challenge you now to tell me something in the comments that you have achieved and that you want to shout about. What have you done and how can we grow your sparkle? Put it in the comments, we'll get them shared, everyone can start talking and supporting each other, but ultimately this channel is for you to actually embrace who you want to be and become this happier person with the best mindset possible. So share, where are you sparkling right now? And I cannot wait to see you on another video. Please make sure, if you haven't already, that you like and subscribe to Happy Mind TV and tell everyone you know about it so that we can keep this positive energy flying around the world.